If you're looking for today's Miami Dolphins news and rumors, you are in the right place. I got a six-pack that I'm ready to crack open around the biggest stories that y'all need to know. We're going to talk about some potential OC candidates that the Dolphins could go out and hire because, let's be real, they need to speed the process up a little bit. We're going to talk about free agency, one player in particular, Aaron Jones, two players that all Dolphin fans need to keep an eye on at the Senior Bowl, and a little bit more of an update around Deshaun Watson, but that's at the very, very end. The first story on today's show: could Ken Dorsey be the next Dolphins OC? For those of you that don't know who Ken Dorsey is, he is currently, right now, the Bills quarterback coach. When I first made my Chan Gailey replacements video, I actually did not have Dorsey in here because I thought that, well, he was just going to take over the OC job for Buffalo, but for some reason, Brian Dable and Eric Bieniemy, they're still looking for jobs here. However, or they're going to retain their jobs, I should say. But when it comes to Ken Dorsey, the reason why I really like this name, and I should throw out, he's actually not been reached out to yet by the Miami Dolphins, but this would be a very good hire for them because obviously you have a young quarterback in Tua, and what you're trying to get out of Tua in terms of growth is exactly what the Buffalo Bills got out of a guy like Josh Allen. Because Allen, he had all these tools, and you're like, all right, how the heck can I put all these tools together, right? Like, how can I get this amazing quarterback? Year one, struggled, looked like a rookie, a lot like Tua. Year two, took a little bit of a next step. However, when some games mattered near the end of the season, you start to see, I don't know, like Josh Allen saw some ghosts. And then in year three, he took that next step, and he looked like one of the best quarterbacks, one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League. If you're going to go out and bring in a guy like Ken Dorsey, that's what you're trying to replicate, so it's a name to definitely keep in mind here. Now, here's the other thing. I know everyone's like, when the heck are the Miami Dolphins going to hire an offensive coordinator? Pump the brakes. It's okay. Remember, right now they are at the Senior Bowl, and as it seems right now that all their plans are to hire an offensive coordinator after the Senior Bowl. So hopefully y'all are having a good week. Hopefully everyone's going to have a good weekend as well. If you could, hit that big red button that says subscribe, and if you already subbed to the channel, send this link, youtube.com/DolphinsNews, to some diehard Dolphin fans, because we got to get to 11,000 subscribers by midnight. My boss looked at me this morning and said, or else. I don't know what that means. I don't know if anyone's ever said or else to you. So if you could please help me out, help out the whole Chat Sports team, because I don't want to have to deal with my boss over the weekend. We need 71 more subscribers, currently at 10,929. So seriously, hit the big red button, subscribe for the latest Dolphins news, rumors, and we're going to have a mailbag coming out this weekend as well. The second story that we're going to be breaking down is around Mike Kafka, and could he be the next Dolphins offensive coordinator? In a world where I'm actually very surprised that both Kafka and Ken Dorsey could be potential OC candidates for Miami, I never thought it was possible because, again, just like Dorsey, I thought Eric Bieniemy was going to leave. He's going to get a head coaching job somewhere, and then the easy transition was going to be Mike Kafka insert himself into the OC for the Kansas City Chiefs. However, that's not quite the case, and even though, again, you're seeing another example where Dolphins haven't reached out to Kafka personally, but it makes a lot of sense because I am a believer that either Dorsey or Kafka deserve to be an offensive coordinator, and again, it would be a great hire. The issue is this. I understand that Kafka gets a lot of hype, and he's done a phenomenal job with Patrick Mahomes. There is no doubting that. However, I'm kind of a believer that I might be able to do a halfway decent job with Patrick Mahomes. Y'all could do a halfway decent job with Patrick Mahomes because he is an incredible quarterback. So what we're trying to solve here is this. You need to be able to find an offensive coordinator that's going to be there for multiple years because we're going on basically 5 straight years of different OCs. You need to have some more people stay in place for a longer period of time. So the top 2 names that I broke down, Dorsey and Kafka. Out of those 2 names, I want everyone that watches this video right now on YouTube to scroll on down in the comments section and let us know who would be the better OC, type D for Dorsey or type K for Kafka. The third story on today's show is DeVonta Smith, and should he be the top priority at the Senior Bowl? So with all the coaches there, who should they have their eyes on? Is it DeVonta Smith? According to the Bleacher Report, they broke down at least one player that every single NFL team should have their eyes on. The player for the Miami Dolphins? It was DeVonta Smith. The reason why I agree with this and disagree with it is I'll first start with agree. it's DeVonta Smith. If you have a major need wide receiver, it's definitely there. The other reason why I don't really think it's a major player to watch, because if you don't know what you got in DeVonta Smith yet, maybe he shouldn't be coaching in the National Football League. He is no doubt one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in this class. Coaches absolutely need to get to know him, not just what he can do on the field, but what kind of person is he off the field? What kind of person is he going to be in the locker room? Is he a leader? Is he going to be somebody that you can rely on? That's definitely important, especially for somebody that is, well, a little bit younger. So I found this pretty cool Brian Flores quote on DeVonta Smith a few days ago. This guy is a very, very good player. You can nitpick all you want about a guy's size. Good players are good players. This guy is a very good player, made a lot of plays in college and in big games. Obviously, this is a dude that you know can put up those big-time numbers. I mean, it seems like just yesterday he was putting up 215 yards against Ohio State in the first half of the national championship game. He also won the Heisman. I don't know what else more you want from me. Actually, I do. How about this? I can hook you up with some free money here. Dolphins 125. How do you get hooked up? You got to go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins 125. So if you guys want to go ahead and bet on the Super Bowl, you can do that. I mean, I know it might not be the game that y'all want, but I don't know. Like, the thing that I actually love betting on are the little bit of prop bets that once in a while pop up. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Super Bowl MVP is fun and all, but heads or tails is something that I absolutely love. So I want everyone that's watching right now, go down in the comments. What are you going to bet on? Are you a heads guy? Sounds kind of weird. Or are you a tails never fails type of dude? Go down in the comments, type heads or tails, and if you want to bet on Super Bowl 55 and all the awesome prop bets, you got to go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125. Again, you deposit $100, you get $125 for free. Shout out to them for making today's shows possible. The fourth story on today's show. First, we talked about a big-name player like DeVonta Smith. How about another player that maybe not a lot of y'all know? Michael Carter, running back from North Carolina. So I saw an article out there that said, hey, here's some players, the sleeper players, the Miami Dolphins need to go out and target. As much as I like Michael Carter and I understand that the Dolphins need another running back, I just don't know if this is the actual need, and I actually think if this happens, they miss somewhere in the draft, because Carter's a good back, not taking anything away from him, but he is more of a secondary back. That's just my typical opinion. He's listed at 5'8". That might be kind of generous. I was looking at some pictures. It might be 5'7", but he is a little bit of a bowling ball, like a smaller version of a C.J. Anderson type of running back is at least what I personally see. But as much as I like a running back like Carter, you don't want him or Myles Gaskin to be the starting running back if you're really trying to make yourself better going forward. And if you go out and draft Michael Carter, I think that's ultimately going to end up being the case where Gaskin is going to be the starter again. Now, he had pretty good years this year as a senior. 156 carries, 1,245 yards, 9 touchdowns. In 2019, a little bit more of a secondary role, if you will, again, but still saw over 150 carries. He has the ability to run between the tackles. He has the ability to be able to catch the football, but as much as I think some people are wanting them to go out and get a running back, I'm still a believer that if you can do it, you take one of the top two guys, because it is actually a major need for this team, especially on the offensive side of the football. So those were two players at the Senior Bowl. Go down in the comments section and let me know right now. Give me a player that you're watching. Give me a player that you want Miami coaches, GMs, Brian Flores. Go down, let me know some players that y'all are watching. All right, we got two more stories here on today's show. Aaron Jones, is he the top free agent for I almost said the Green Bay Packers, for the Miami Dolphins? So Fanside wrote an article, and they listed the top 5 free agent targets that the Dolphins need to look at. At number 1, it was Aaron Jones. As much as I love Jones, and as much as he is the top free agent running back in 2021, the question begs is, should he be the top target? Should this be the guy where they're checking off all their needs, saying offensive line, this and that? Okay, Aaron Jones, he is number 1. When you look at his numbers, 201 carries, 1,104 yards, 9 touchdowns. It's actually hard to believe that those are a bit of a step down from what he did in 2019. But he can also catch the football, which was definitely an area that you saw Tua look for, at least in finding a running back that he could rely on, because as much as I like Gaskin, as much as I saw Ahmad do well, and I know they went out and traded for Lynn Bowden Jr., who they tried to mix and match as well, this would be their best running back. It's no doubt about it. So should the Miami Dolphins spend some money and go out and get the top running back on the free agent market, that is running back Aaron Jones. There's a lot of other talented backs as well, but Jones will be the number one back and also will be the highest paid back. As much as I love him, as much as I think that he is a fun player to watch, I am on team. Don't spend big at the running back position. When you look at the offense, it's by far the easiest spot on the offense to be able to replace and go out and get a guy in the draft. Like, if you're telling me I can get Travis Etienne, or if I can go out and get a guy like Najee Harris, and I actually think on Miami Dolphins offense, with the offensive line the way it's set up, I think their numbers would actually be fairly similar. Plus, you have 3 picks in the top 36. I would be shocked if one of those 3 picks, you couldn't at least get Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. If y'all want to debate on which running back you think is better, I was team Etienne all season. I'm starting to flip. I don't know. It is 1A, 1B for me. But at the end of the day, I'm taking one of those 2 rookie running backs over Aaron Jones just because I don't want to pay the money. Call me cheap. Whatever. So, again, we got to get to 11,000 subs here by the end of today's show. Again, if you don't do it, or else. The last thing that we're going to talk about, and I'll hit it quick, Deshaun Watson. What's the latest news going on around him? I know some of y'all are starting to be like, Mitch, oh my God, stop talking about Watson. This is the Dolphins channel. I get it, y'all. But at the end of the day, if there is something that could potentially impact this team, it's my job. I got to do it. Imagine, what do you do at work? Imagine you're running the restaurant and somebody comes in and you don't have their food. I'm sure you could try to figure out a way to give them the food they want. Maybe it's a bad analogy. I don't know. So this is what the Texans GM had to say, that they have zero interest in trading him. My other response is, well, no shit. What do you expect the general manager to say, Nick Caserio? And then he also said that we are 100% committed to Deshaun Watson. We're going to try to keep him on this team. So for those of you that wanted to trade for Watson, maybe it's not going to happen. Here's what the Texans head coach had to say. Oh, Watson will be a Texan, essentially, is basically what he said. He's like, I was brought in here to Houston to make sure that he is going to remain a Houston Texan. Okay, man. We'll see what ends up happening. Deshaun Watson is the man to the trade. We've already done multiple videos here on this channel around Deshaun Watson. I'm sure you could find them. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch another one, go check out the video. It's on the channel for blockbuster trades for Deshaun Watson. If you're like, no, I've had enough, how about you just hit the big red button and subscribe? We got some Dolphin mailbags coming out this weekend.